Bad sound ruins videos.
And if you're using an Insta360 camera like the X5 and you want to record your own voice within your shots, then there's a strong chance that you're going to stuff it up if you go out filming without understanding the basics of sound recording. So in this video, I'll teach you how to record clean dialogue with the X5 using either the inbuilt mics or one of two external mics so you can record crystal clear audio every time you go out filming. Big thanks to Insta360 for sponsoring this video, and I will also include affiliate links to the X5 and the two mics I'll be using in this video down below. Now, the first way you can improve audio quality with the X5 if you are using the inbuilt mic is by swiping down from the top of screen. This brings up the settings menu, and then swiping across 2 times. And here you'll find a bunch of options that have to do with sound. So go ahead and tap on audio settings here, and you'll find a menu of different presets you can set that record sound in slightly different ways. As you can see, there's 5 options here, and here's what they sound like one by one.
This is what wind noise reduction weak sounds like. This is what wind noise reduction strong sounds like. This is what voice enhancement sounds like. This is what stereo sounds like. And this is what 360 audio sounds like. And the one that sounds the best, in my opinion, is voice enhancement. So if you're shooting in an environment with not a lot of background noise, it's nice and calm, then you might want to turn that one on, especially for any talking to camera clips.
This one change alone is going to substantially improve your audio quality. Now, there is a use case for the other modes here. The wind reduction modes are mostly for if you're filming in substantially windy environments, like you're riding a motorcycle or you're out doing sports or something that's really fast moving. That's when you want to consider one of these two. But otherwise, if you're trying to record voice, then voice enhancement is definitely the best option. If you're trying to record general ambient sounds in a scene, then stereo will probably be a better choice since it's going to better utilize the various microphones around the camera. And there's this one here, one on each side. So yeah, if you set it to stereo, it's going to capture that ambient sound better. 360 audio, on the other hand, is going to be if you're capturing VR and you have a somewhat controlled environment that you're filming. Otherwise, if you're capturing your own voice, then you'll definitely want to keep it on voice enhancement.
My next tip for using the inbuilt mic of the X5 is to hold it as close to your mouth as is normal. So basically, the further away you hold the camera, the softer the voice is going to be, and the more of the background and general echo is going to be picked up. Whereas when you do move it closer, your voice is closer to the microphones on all sides, and naturally that's going to help isolate it better from the background.
Of course, you don't want to be filming like this all day because that will look really weird.
But if you can hold it about a foot or 30 centimeters from your face, then the microphone will stand the best chance possible of capturing your voice. Now, speaking of the inbuilt mics, as I mentioned, there are mics all the way around the camera, and the one on the back actually has a Windguard on it. And this is supposed to be for filming in windy situations where the chances of your audio distorting are much higher, but here's how it actually sounds in reality.
I'm here at Maroubra Beach here in Sydney at high tide, and I'm testing the internal mic of the X5. Right now I'm speaking into the front-facing mic, which is on the side with the screen. So how does this sound? Now I'm going to turn the camera 180 degrees, and I'm speaking into the Windguard side, so the back side without the screen. Is this any better? I don't think so. To me, they sound pretty similar, but what do you think?
So I don't know if I'd rely on the Windguard at all, really. I guess except if you were motorbike riding or you've got this mounted to a car and there's heaps and heaps of wind hitting the camera and you just want a basic level of ambient sound, then you would definitely want to face this side forwards so all the wind hits the Windguard and not the other more vulnerable mics. But Otherwise, it doesn't really matter too much which way you orient your camera, since the inbuilt mics can only do so much, which is where the Mic Air comes in, as well as the GPS preview remote with inbuilt mic. And the difference between these three is very noticeable, especially in loud conditions. This is what it sounds like with no lapel mic at all. I'm just speaking into the back side of the camera, directly into the Windguard, and I'm holding the camera about 30 centimeters from my face. This is what it sounds like with the Mic Air clipped onto my shirt. Is it any better than before? This is the teeny tiny little mic, and it doesn't have the little wind muff attached. This little ring thing comes with the Mic Air, and it can be attached for windy situations. So I'll just put that on now, and here it is. Does this sound any better than before? The wind is about kind of in the middle somewhere. It's not super windy and it's not still, but the noise behind me is really loud. So I'm curious to hear how well the Mic Air performs in this kind of noisy, windy environment. So at the bare minimum, if you're filming in loud environments, I'd consider using something like the Mic Air here, which pairs to the camera pretty easily. Again, you just go into this settings menu and tap on Bluetooth, then turn the mic on, and here under Bluetooth headset / microphone, you'll find the connection options. This microphone is extremely fast and easy to pair, not to mention that it comes in at under $50 US. As you can see, it's now connected and we have waveforms that show up at the top of the screen, and this basically confirms that the connection is good. The Mic Air also comes with a magnetic pendant that you can attach underneath your shirt to clip it anywhere you like on your clothing. Then for windy days, it comes with this furry pop-on windshield. The main issue I've discovered with the Mic Air, even though it performs really well at close range if you're holding your camera on a selfie stick, is the distance. So they claim on the website that you can go 300 meters away and it will still record audio synced perfectly with the camera. But something that I've discovered, and so have others, is that when you if you turn in another direction, suddenly the mic cuts out. So I'm just going to start walking, and another issue I've had as well is that as I was saying before I was so rudely interrupted, I've noticed that when I started walking really far away, the camera actually stopped recording completely, and I kept talking and I didn't realize the take had finished. So I don't know if this is connected to the audio issue of facing another direction and the mic cutting out, but regardless, I wouldn't use this mic any further than a few meters from the camera, and I definitely wouldn't if I was facing another direction. So this is really only for talking to camera bits that are close to the camera. And this is where the GPS preview remote proves to be the better product. So I don't know if you noticed, but I actually started this recording by pressing the button on the sound recorder here, because it is a remote control for any Insta360 camera. So I was able to trigger the recording, and the audio quality is better. I'll spin in a circle. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? And yeah, just seems like a far better recorder that has a better connection, less disconnection issues. It shoots 32-bit float, which is basically the highest quality audio file you can record, which also gives you heaps of flexibility in editing to fix really overblown peaks and really soft bits as well. So not only is it a better recorder, but it's just a really handy device to have. Also records GPS data as well. So yeah, this is going to be a good option. Look, it's a bit bigger, as you can see. So it's going to be a bit harder to clip onto your shirt. I'll give it a go. It does have a clip on it. You can also wear it as a watch. But yeah, you can also see it, can't you? This fluffy wind muff. I might take it off and see if that makes much difference. So now it's a bit more subtle. But yeah, better audio quality comes at a substantially higher price. Whether that's worth it is going to depend on what type of content you like shooting. If you do plan on recording a lot of audio, I would recommend investing in one of these two options. The GPS remote is definitely the better of the two, but if you're on a budget, then the Mic Air is also a great choice, provided that you don't move too far away from the camera and you also don't turn away from the camera while filming.
Now, the good news is processing these files in Insta360 Studio is super easy. So here I've got one of my shots from this video, got it selected on the left-hand side. Now, over here, if you click on the audio tab, this will bring up two options where we can adjust different things to do with our audio. The coolest one is the mixer. So when I play this clip in a second, it's going to play back 50% of the microphone and 50% of the in-camera volume. This is what it sounds like.
This is where the GPS preview remote proves to be the better product.
And while that was okay, I think I just want to reduce the background noise as much as possible. So what I'm going to do is drag headphone volume all the way up, which will automatically drag camera volume down. Now when I play this back,
Is where the GPS preview remote proves to be the better product.
it's used only the audio from the GPS preview remote. Vice versa, you can do the opposite if you wanted like just the camera volume at any point. So anyway, if you are using an external mic, I'd recommend turning the headphone volume up to 100, unless you still want a little bit of on-camera ambience, then you can make it like 80-20, but 100-0 is probably going to be the best option. The other options up here under audio mode aren't fantastic, since they're basically filters you can apply in post that don't really improve the audio quality, at least nowhere near as much as everything else we've done thus far. Now, my final tip for recording clean audio, if you're not quite sure whether it worked out well or not, is to just play your clip back while you're there on location and see for yourself. So in the preview menu here, if you just like swipe through your clips and then play it back, that's when you want to switch it over to wind noise reduction weak. You can actually hear in real time what the mic sounds like and whether it is an improvement over using the inbuilt mic or a previous audio profile within the settings that we set earlier. Now, recording clear audio is very important. However, it's only 50% of the overall video creation process, the other 50% being video. If you want to learn how I use Insta360 cameras like the X5 to capture high quality, high dynamic range shots, inside my 360 Video 101 course, I share hundreds more tips like these that will help you improve your video quality straight away. You can learn more by following the link below. Now, while you're here, if you do own an Insta360 camera and you want to learn some of the cool effects that can be applied inside the Insta360 mobile app with any 360 footage you take, in this video here, I'll go over all of the best effects that can be found in the Insta360 Shot Lab and tell you which ones are actually worth using and which ones you can completely forget about.